Alright, it's the start of a new financial year and, of course, new beginnings at Maruti Suzuki. And today I am joined for probably the last interview with Mr. Shashank Srivastava as a senior executive officer at Maruti Suzuki. Shashank, sir, thank you. Over the years, it's been a pleasure interacting with you, and I would love to start by talking to you. How's the journey been? You have had, you've looked at various roles in the company, right from your career starting and now here and moving on to eventually a bigger role. Congratulations on that. But I'd like to know. Uh, how has it been as ED and in marketing and sales? How the department has been? I just want to know your journey also in the starting first.
Yeah, so but if you are talking of journey in Maruti Suzuki, I started as a management trainee, fresh out of, I am Ahmedabad where I graduated from. So it's been very good because Indian industry has done very well, and it's been a roller coaster ride. I've seen many ups and downs. When I was in marketing and sales as head, I saw a lot of in the recent past a lot of turbulence, and we did see COVID time where we had lockdown, supply chain issues, we had semiconductor crisis, we saw the transition from BS4 to BS6. A lot of things happened, and I'm so happy that our organization has shown great resilience. We really did a lot of work for our consumers with a sharp focus on our business associates, dealers, vendors, etc. So I think we have come out of it successfully, and I'm quite happy with the resilience which has been shown. I'm sure this is a hallmark of Maruti Suzuki, and it will continue.
Shashank, when you took charge, the entry level cars, the sedan level cars were at peak, and now while at this juncture when we're speaking, SUVs are at peak. So what is the difference between the consumer mindset back then and now? Any difference that you would like to point us? Any anecdote? Any observation over the years you've seen?
Yeah, so I think the hatch to SUV, if that is specific question, if I may answer, yeah, if, when back in 2019, 18, in fact up till 2020, halfway through, hatches were about 45% of the industry. Today they are about 28%. So a sharp drop there, a sharp increase for SUVs. Yeah, I think the average prices also went up. They went up substantially, and you saw a lot of changes in the powertrain, the new type of technology, the choice for higher end of the variants, the choice for more features, etc. So yes, consumers seem to have become more aspirational, clearly, and also spending more money for features, and is putting a lot of value to such things as a sunroof or a connected car, or such like. Clearly, these changes have happened in the last few years, and very good to keep observing that, because it's a very dynamic market. You learn a lot, and also you really have to be on your toes to keep the consumers happy and keep addressing their issues. So it's been quite topsy turvy in that sense. Clearly, aspiration seems to have gone up, and we keep discussing and say probably psychologically in the COVID period, people sort of changed and said, no, we have to spend, and ये जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा, और क्या था वो you only live once, you only live once. That sort of, I think, is there. We are doing a lot of research on how consumer behavior patterns are changing, and yes, these seem to be the preliminary output that and thoughts that we have.
Sure, Shashank sir. Now moving to the questions now. Great set of numbers reported for the financial year, sir. Key highlights being that one of the highest ever sales that Maruti has recorded. What attributed to you? I mean, what are you attributing this to? And what observations are you making when it comes to the highest ever exports as well?
Yeah, so both, you're right, the highest ever domestic sale, the highest ever exports, and combined, of course, the highest ever, but also for the first time above 2 million units. In fact, 2.1, 2.2 million or so. So that's fantastic, actually. Much, of course, depends on the overall market as well. Overall industry has done very well. About 42.3 lakh was the sale in the domestic this area. Maruti grew faster, though, compared with the competition. So that was very positive. And I think lots of new, we have our own strengths. We had a lot of new models which we brought in. We had the Jimny, the Fronx, the Invicto. We also had the Grand Vitara, the new Brezza, and so on and so forth. So on that front, I think we got it right. Also, I think we have a lot of positives which go for Maruti Suzuki. One, as a brand, we are very trusted, reliable. People really are happy, and our focus on customer satisfaction has always been there. That gives us rich dividends in such times. And also, I think our network is pretty large, and that gives us a great a great brand image and a competitive edge, I would say.
Also, sir, the EV versus hybrid debate is underway as we speak. You have actually captured the imagination with your hybrids now, with giving a great fuel efficiency and cost effectiveness. An EV is scheduled to come up in this financial year. How is Maruti positioning itself between the EV market and the hybrid market? What more focus are you holding up with respect to that? Will EVs continue to be the focus, and also will the hybrids be also be continue to be the focus?
Yeah, so I think we have always said and maintained that there will be a mix of technologies which will coexist, not only now but in the near future as well, which means that we will have different powertrains and each of them will be contributing to the overall sales. Of course, for different OEMs, this strategy will be different, focusing on one type of powertrain over the other. But as far as Maruti Suzuki is concerned, we have already mentioned that 15% of our sales 2030 would be EVs, 25% hybrid, 60% would be mix of CNG, flex fuel, biogas, and gasoline. So we have already specified, and we do believe that all these technologies will coexist in the foreseeable future.
And the government also eventually now plans to reduce GST on EVs and other terrains. Any reaction on that, sir? How do you think is it possible?
So I'm not sure. I did read that report that you are referring to. Hybrids have picked up very well, last year because consumers don't have that range anxiety. So it charges by itself using the brake and regenerative energy of the brake. So I think that's one of the big reasons why we have seen the uptick in hybrid sales. Even though hybrids are at 43% against EVs, which are at around 5%. EVs penetration is 2.3%, very close 2.1, 2.2% for the hybrids. So yes, a lot of positives going for the hybrid, and we do hope that there will be a uptick in the adoption of both the hybrids as well as the EV.
All right, Mr. Shashank, pleasure as always speaking to you. Thank you so much. Canada as always, Mr. Shashank Srivastava. Now moving on to a bigger role, and hopefully we'll be in touch, sir. Thank you so much for joining us and speaking to us, sir. Thank you.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.